Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a blueprint that literally applies to every single one of us, unlocking your mental fortitude. Seriously, this is your step-by-step guide for achieving your ultimate destiny, even with the inevitable hardships that life just loves to throw our way. If you want to know what it truly takes to push past those roadblocks and hyper-focus on your ultimate potential, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The body has limitations, the mind does not. All true, lasting preparation, it doesn't actually start in the physical world. It starts right between your ears, in the boundless, infinite mind. We spend, so much time worrying about our physical constraints, but the real power, it lies in recognizing that our mental capacity has absolutely no ceiling.
Section 1. The Infinite Mind, where preparation starts. See, before we can even begin to tackle the physical world and the obstacles sitting right in front of us, we absolutely have to understand our internal mechanics. We tend to focus so heavily on physical preparation, what goes on from the neck down, but that area is inherently bound by physical limitations. Mental preparation, on the flip side, is the starting point of everything. It's what actually keeps your competitive edge sharp. So if you aren't mentally ready, meaning you aren't thinking and preparing mentally over and over and over again, you are never truly physically prepared. Think of it like this. The mind is the engine. In the body, well, it's just the vehicle.
Section 2. Building your inner vision, the visionary's path. Since the mind is so infinite, it can actually be a bit, overwhelming, right? We can't just have abstract thoughts flying around. We need a structured, deliberate way to harness that infinite power into a tangible vision. And this brilliantly illustrates how the process breaks down into 4 incredibly actionable steps. Step 1, you have to sit down and literally ask yourself, what do I really want? Step 2, write it down. Don't just think it, physically write it out. Why? Because the simple act of writing triggers a specific kind of focused thinking. And then, step 4, that focused thinking begins to create mental images. And as those images grow, boom, you successfully build a concrete vision in your mind. It's a brilliant internal step-by-step process that turns just a vague desire into a crystal clear target.
And why does that internal process matter so much? Because it's the visionaries that change the world. That simple, quiet act of writing down what you want in your room connects directly to massive, world-changing external results. When you build that vision in your mind, you elevate yourself into the category of people who actually shape the future. It's huge.
But of course, as you look toward the future, there's always a barrier. So I want to ask you a direct question. What would your life be like if you decided not to allow your fears to stop you? Take a second and really think about those internal roadblocks. There's a harsh truth here. Whatever you have to do to get past those fears, you just got to do it. Because if you don't execute your vision, if you let fear win, life is going to whoop you until you surrender. You absolutely cannot let your fears dictate your destination.
Section 3. The necessity of failure. The road under construction.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how overcoming fear requires us to totally reframe the painful experience of failing. It is not the end of the road. Actually, scratch that. It's an absolutely necessary phase of the journey. It's captured perfectly in the sports metaphor. To understand how to hit the game-winning shot, you gotta miss the game-winning shot. It's incredibly profound in its simplicity, isn't it? Everyone who has ever made it has made mistakes first. You literally have to fail in order to win. You can't let those early mistakes eat you up. They are the exact data points you need to eventually make the winning play.
Because the truth is, there is never a perfectly clear path to success. The road is always under construction. When you hit bad breaks, you cannot view them as permanent stop signs. They're just messy, inconvenient, but entirely necessary construction zones on the path to your ultimate goal. So expect the potholes, expect the delays. It's all part of the design.
Section 4. Cultivating a relentless attitude. Embracing the process. Knowing that the road is going to be messy, we need a very specific type of armor. We have to fall in love with the process and genuinely embrace what comes hard. To push through those construction zones of life, you must have what's called a made-up mind. In action, that means you are not moved by how impossible the situation looks. You are not discouraged by how long it takes to get there. You never ever take no for an answer. And you absolutely refuse to settle for mediocrity. You've got to maintain your passion and keep pursuing what was put in your heart, even if you have to believe in it your entire life. That is what it truly means to be relentless.
30. Yeah, there is a harsh but undeniable reality here. If you give up after the first time, or the 5th time, or even the 30th time, What that really means is you just didn't want it badly enough. A relentless attitude doesn't count the attempts. A relentless attitude just keeps going until the vision is realized, period.
If you are currently in the middle of a struggle, please remember this. You are going to get a series of bad breaks, and that stumbles up a lot of people. But those bad breaks usually come right before the big break is about to happen. A sudden cluster of stumbling blocks is very often the strongest signal that your ultimate success is completely imminent. You just have to hang in there through the worst of it. Which brings us to our final defining question. You can stumble, you can absolutely fall, but will you get back up again? Will you take that infinite power of your mind, hold tight to the vision you've built, and relentlessly push through the construction zones? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.